I would like to greet all participants and this esteemed forum. Just shortly, we are more than 50 years old advisory consultancy company, mostly working with different level of governments, attract sustainable quality investments globally and helping, of course, corporate investors to expand their business either in investments or trade globally. We are based in China, so we have a little bit time difference in this moment, but also the environment is basically also very interesting to look these important questions from the perspective of Asia. So the today topics basically it's partnership for sustainable investment, where we are looking at the investment mostly from the perspective of corporative expansions or attractiveness of local environments for such kind of investments. What we observed is that sustainable investments are not longer solely a financial or corporate matter. It increasingly depends on robust governance, inclusive partnership, and transparent engagement of different stakeholders, governments, social society, private sectors, and local communities. And all those four pillars, they have to be in line and synchronized that we can talk about long-term sustainable investments in the region or in the location. Now, in our work as an advisor to the government agencies or wealth funds or corporate leaders, we have observed that trust is the fundamental issue. It's actually foundation for sustainable economic development. Without trust between all stakeholders, regulators, investors, companies, communities, social groups, non-government organizations, of course, and policymakers, the capital inflows would remain just short term. The project would face resistance, and of course, opportunities for shared prosperity would be lost and would be basically fail. Very important what governments agencies bringing on the desk in these sustainable investments are authorities, are the policy framework, civil society organizations provides watchdogs functions and ensuring compliance with especially environment, labor and social standards of the location. And of course, private sector contributes not only the innovations and technology development, but also efficiency and financing. The local community is the key of let's say, sustainability, where present as an anchor for the investments in the matter of cultural, social, and geographical realities, and helping to ensure those projects that they are inclusive, that they would stay, they would develop and grow in the environment. Only this multi-actor ecosystem produce governance that is both more transparent, which is very important, and more accountable. Accountability not only for the governance, but also for the corporates and for their social responsibility. And this reduces also the perception of corruption and political risks that often deters investors. So now from our perspective, practical tools that we are helping locations and we are helping investors and the local environment stakeholders implement are transparency from the perspective of open data flow about the investments, either publishing investments agreements, land lease, key incentive structures, that would minimize the speculations and corruptions risk. On other side, we are motivating and stimulating to develop the clear communication channels among all stakeholders and ensuring that communities understand the project timelines and impacts and benefits that build this environment. Accountability, I talked before, just from the perspective of independent oversight, where involving social society would have possibility as a third party audit the whole project and evaluate the project by itself. Uh, Develop the performance metrics that not only to look for incentives and tax perspectives, but also to look as a job creation and in the space training programs and environmental performances. Public-private partnership was already mentioned today. I think it's one of the very important elements, not only from the infrastructure point of view, but of course also from the educational, healthcare, and workforce training perspective. And community partnership, where basically we can integrate communities and create the forums that would give locals, small groups also voices and possibility to shape the investment outcomes. So now lesson learns from our sides from the last 30, 40 years that we are working in this field are mostly early engagement matters, which means that earlier communication and civil society are engaged, the smoother the investment cycle is. Developing the institutional capacity, it's very critical, especially on the government side, investment promotion agencies, economic development organizations perspective. Uh, they have to strengthen the investment agencies and give them the clear mandates, to give them the clear tools that I was talking before, and skilled staff and transparent processes. And of course, focus on the long-term value over oversight and not only on short-term gains. So, from our perspective, as an international advisor, I can conclude that when all those principles are in line, they are operationalized, they can transform investments from a transactional exchange, which means mostly capex and capital financial transactions, but to transfer into the long-term partnership for the shared prosperity and development of the place. The pathway to resilience and inclusive and sustainable economies lies in recognizing that governance is not the task of the government alone. It is actually the shared responsibility of all stakeholders. With that, I will conclude. Thank you very much.